Must have had a star in my eye, or a star in my thigh, or a star in my pie when I decided to psionically decide to myself that I know how to measure the length of the Higgs boson. Do you guys have a length? What's the length of the Higgs boson? Does anybody know what the length of the Higgs boson is on this planet? Does anyone know what the length of the Higgs boson is? I have a proposed length, theoretically, for the Higgs boson. Yeah, I do. It is 1/2 of 1 Timberlane over pi. What that means is, you take a Timberlane, divide it by pi, and cut it in half. That length right there is the Higgs boson. Now, if you used to say the length of the known universe is as many light years long as it is years old, then you could just give a rough estimate of saying 16.4 trillion light years long. 16 trillion light years long. Do you know what the angstrom is? Yes, the angstrom. This one of the smallest units of measurements the science has got. If you take the angstrom and say, well, the length of the universe proportionally to the angstrom, that same proportion is how small subspace is compared to the angstrom. That's infinitesimally small. Does that make sense of how small that number is? That little ratio of angstrom to the universe to the angstrom, and then angstrom to the subspace is the same ratio. Ratio of how big the universe is compared to the angstrom is the same ratio of how big the angstrom is compared to subspace. So, if you take that number as your, I call it a Timberlane because that's, I just assumed I invented it. If I didn't, please forgive me for making assumptions. Take that number, divide it by pi, get that in half, like a slice of pie. Anyway, plug 16.4 in for that. 16.4 trillion light years long. For that, whatever that, how you figure out that equation to figure out how long a Timberlane is, and you take a Timberlane. Yeah, you take a Timberlane, divide it by pi. Yes, take a Timberlane and divide it by pi. And then divide that clean in half. Because the Higgs boson takes up half of subspace. And the length of subspace, which is the Timberlane, for this equation, it's a circle, but also it has a length. Can you imagine a 3-dimensional space that has length but not depth? Length and height, but not depth, but it's 3-dimensional. Can you imagine something like that? Can you imagine it has width and depth but not height? And it's 3-dimensional at the same time. At the same time. Can you wrap your mind around how that's possible? Can you picture a shape like that? Can you picture a room like that? Can you do it? It's difficult. Makes me a little like dizzy trying to think about it. A little it's hard. Sorry. I've seen it. It's sort of shaped something like a heart. It is, it really is. Subspace is weird. It's abstract. It's an abstract part of nature. Nature has to have an abstract function somewhere. Subspace is abspace. It's a different dimension. There's 24 different parallel dimensions on top of each other. 1 dimension, 2 dimension. Hey, 3 dimension, 4. It's a multi-dimensional reality. 70 of these other dimensions, or 6 of these other dimensions, can sustain life, carbon-based, like ours. You can build a portal there. All you need is big old huge giant electromagnet to flux the magnetism, this magnetic energy. You turn the electromagnet on, and you turn the electromagnet off. Really fast, a bunch of times per second. Call it a frequency once it gets so fast. You know? Like really fast. Like 7 octaves below. 7.12 gigahertz. An octave is halving of a frequency. Or doubling of it, but you're going down, not up. So half it instead of double it. Half it 7 times in a row. From 7.12 gigahertz. That frequency. The magnet has to turn on and off at that frequency specifically. You need probably a series of magnets in a circle so that there will be a focal point in the middle. And from one side of the focal point, you emit sound energy at the same frequency. But do not emit light energy at the same frequency. That is a tachyon laser. That will zap something straight back to the Big Bang. Supernova Super Death Star has tachyon lasers, super enhanced tachyon lasers with a quad cannon emplacement enabler. Bad motherfucker. But they don't use it that much because it's a star maker and a black hole maker. I mean, what more could you ask for? Makes stink stars, or like kill stars. Make some black holes. Those got quad cannons on them too. I got my super mega superstar hexa quad cannons. Aim it down your throat. Ah! Bang, 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 bang. Now you're dead in the mode. Oh! Santa Claus, Chick Tango Niner, Chick Chad, Rick, Chick, Machine Gun, Gatlin. He was Satlin, Fatlin. I was Matlin, Disastin, Pick-tastin, Snickering, Figuring, Tick-tick-tastin. I was numberless, trumpetless, Tick-a-lick-a-ba-da-an, Tick-da-man-an, this. Ooh, I am the devil. And I came from the stars. I did. We all came from the stars. You will return to the stars. We came to the stars. We own the stars. Now turn on your cars and come to the party on Mars. Plug in your guitars. And make so much noise, you run the patrons out of the bars! Ooh, yeah. Tonga, tinga, tonga. Tonga tonga wanga tonga tonga tinga ngong wanga tinga banga langa tonga tinga donga tito hakangi gonga eng tinga la anga tinga la tikta la ala tonga tinga tonga langa tinga la gang. Oh, here's another one. Sounds similar. Bang, chikangalanga. I don't even do it right. I can't do it right now. I tried to do it. I wanted to do it. I love the way it sounds, but sometimes I can't just like pull some of them into mind sometimes. Some of them are easy. Jedi. You know, that's like another one. Not the devil. I'm not a snake. I'm a human being. Not the dragons.